If you thought the reports of Michael Keaton coming back as Batman and being in the Flash movie were crazy, just wait until you hear this newest report about their plans for a 2023 Batman Beyond movie. No, this is not clickbait. What's up, everybody? It's Josh. Welcome back to the channel. Smash that like button and let's get right into this video. I can't believe this is happening. A big shout out to Adam from Fanjecture for sending me this information via Discord. This is coming from the Sean Chandler podcast. Sean Chandler, very popular YouTuber, and his co-host for this podcast, a man named Griffin Schiller. Wonder if he gets any jokes about being a shill. But yeah, Griffin is the guy that's got this scoop, okay? So he has actual LA connections. He talks about his source for this and how this source was the person that told him about the Ares character in the third act of Wonder Woman, and has been really solid always with the information that the source gives to Griffin. A couple of caveats to talk about here. First of all, this was not confirmed by a second source. It is coming from a singular source, and we all know how that works. It's really good to verify these sort of things, but they felt comfortable enough talking about this scoop, so I'm going to talk about it because I actually do totally buy it. So let's take this with a grain of salt, but now let's get into the actual scoop. I'm not lying. It's not clickbait. DC apparently has plans to do a 2023 Batman Beyond film. And now that I've been responsible about telling you about the grain of salt thing, I'm going to geek out about this thing as though it is 100% happening, so forgive me for that. Okay, first up, the source indicates that yes, the Michael Keaton story is 100% real. Now, I don't think many of us here had any doubt about that, but if you did, this report is just another verification that yes, Michael Keaton is indeed coming through, and that deal is apparently about 80% done. Now, what's interesting is this is running counter to some of the things that like Daniel Rickman has said. The source that was talking to Griffin said that the role that Michael Keaton will have in the Flash movie is actually only going to be a cameo, that he's not going to be co-starring in that movie, which brings up a lot of different questions, you know, questions about the Thomas Wayne character, questions about the Flashpoint movie in general, and we will get there, but let's just move on with this information. According to the source, Keaton was picked specifically because of the Burton timeline and the Burton Batman movies, but also because he is the perfect age to be the old man Bruce Wayne to a younger Terry McGinnis, maybe Batgirl version for Batman Beyond. What I'm telling you is DC 100% has a plan to make a Batman Beyond movie in 2023, and that is why they went after Keaton specifically. And then this next part gets really, really juicy because apparently, according to this source, one of the big hangups for Michael Keaton is that he desires Tim Burton himself to actually come back and direct the 2023 Batman Beyond movie. So most of us nerds were pretty accurate when we were on the trail of the Batman Beyond thing. I mean, we literally just talked about this the other day on the live streaming channel during the morning stream. The thumbnail I did, I mean, like, I was so there, and many of you were as well. The nerds know this stuff, man. We saw the fact that Keaton's 68 years old. We imagined that he's the perfect age to be Bruce Wayne from the Batman Beyond show, and Terry McGinnis, fan favorite character, would be awesome. It's beautiful to see that that is indeed DC's plan. Now, we also heard that Michael Keaton was going to sort of take a Nick Fury type of a role and set up different Bat family films and even other Justice League type movies in the DCEU. There was word thrown around like the Nick Fury character. There were stories about or rumors about how he would set up perhaps a Batgirl movie eventually, right? And so it looks like this could all make sense. Essentially, I think Bruce Wayne will be the Nick Fury of the DCEU moving forward post Flashpoint and post Flash movie, but he won't actually be in the suit, you know, beating people up. That'll be Terry McGinnis, that'll be maybe Batgirl, maybe Damian Wayne, maybe other characters that come in and help the Justice League out. That's quite frankly awesome. Another thing that's really cool about this is it really seems like whatever this Flash movie is going to be, although it may serve the purpose of the Flashpoint story from the comics, or at least what that story did in DC Comics, it really looks like it's going to be vastly different than the take that we saw in the Jeff Johns story. So, you know, look, it was already said in the original report by The Wrap that this is not going to be an alternate universe with Thomas Wayne being Batman, but it will actually be the Burtonverse 30 years later, or an alternate universe that spins out from the Burtonverse. That's really freaking cool. And I mean, guys, like, if you don't understand what a big freaking deal this is for fans of Batman Beyond and just in general, the animated Batman series and just Batman in general, I mean, this is so effing crazy. Terry McGinnis is an amazing character, an awesome character, and the technology of that would be so cool to see. If that's the Batman that's going to be hanging out with Henry Cavill's Superman as we go forward, I mean, like, dude, like, the possibilities here. The possibilities are so crazy. I can't wait to see more of this stuff actually established and talked about by DC. And of course, the other big thing to talk about here is Tim Burton himself. Now, look, this is sort of a weird thing because Tim Burton hasn't had a hit film in, like, you know, a couple of years now, and some people think he could be on the decline. But he's obviously a creative force of nature, and I think particularly because he was the person that brought Batman in that iteration of Batman 1989 to the public, and he was such a good arbiter for the brand of Batman in general. I think it would be awesome. Like, I think it would be frankly super cool to see Tim Burton come back. I'd love to see how he would handle the new modern day superhero movie because it's kind of a different ball game now, but Burton is obviously still a very talented, awesome dude, so it'd be great to see him come back. I'm all for it. I wonder how the studio feels about it because the way that it's reported in this podcast and through the scoop is that it kind of seems like this is a hang-up, that the studio might not be so sure about that, right? But dude, Keaton's like really strong in wanting Burton back, which is awesome. Like, throwing a bone to his buddy, I think is terrific. And dude, like, what DC is doing currently is just blowing my mind how cool these headlines are, how out of the box they are with these thinking, and just it's a really good time to be a fan of comic book movies. If you're a DC fan, you know, I'm so happy for you because it's been, I think, a rough couple of years. And I think now you've got some stuff to be very happy about, very pleased about, and to be cheering on. So, dude, craziness, absolute craziness. But of course, let us know what you think about this in the comment section below. And now let's shout out Lalo Martins. It actually wasn't Gwenpool that I was talking about yesterday, but you get points for creativity here, so I'm shouting you out anyways. And now let's ask another nerd card question before we get out of here. And the question is, what was the name of the Tim Burton Superman movie that never actually came out, but John Schnepp did an awesome documentary about? Answer that question in the comment section below. I want to say thanks for watching this video, and I also want to let everybody know that we are actually ending our Patreon in its current form, and instead, to support the channel, we are focusing on channel memberships over on our live streaming channel. If you like the content over here or you like the live streams over there, keep a lookout for when we officially launch channel memberships over there, and we hope that you sign up. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video.